Non-throwing shoulder, left shoulder, an injury he aggravated last weekend against the Cardinals. Case Keenum is going to get the start for Cleveland. I know you want to hear from him. Here you go.
I feel very ready. I've been ready. You can say you don't have to get ready if you stay ready, and I've been ready since I got here. So I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm built for this. This is what I've done my whole career. He take a freight train to keep him out of the game. And that's, I'm assuming that's what it did.
So obviously Baker Mayfield wanted to play, not going to play. Adam Schefter here to help us break this all down. What more, Adam, can you tell us about Baker's injury and all the other injuries the Browns are dealing with?
Well, Dan, I didn't realize the freight train was the one that knocked him out of tonight's game, but essentially Baker Mayfield had started every single game since his rookie year, 51 straight games. And everybody could see him go down on Sunday with the dislocated shoulder and torn labrum that he's been playing through. Right on this play, he goes down. You could almost see J.J. Watt motioning to the bench to come on out there. Everybody could see the type of pain that Baker was in. Now, he had said he wanted to play, planned to play, but I think the Browns stepped in the way and basically said, we're not going to put you in harm's way this week. There's no need to do that in a short week, a Thursday night game versus the Denver Broncos. And the Browns this week didn't have 20 different players practicing. No Kareem Hunt, no Nick Chubb. Not sure that Odell Beckham Jr. is going to be able to go. You take a look at all the injuries that they're dealing with at some key spots, most notably on the offensive side of the football, still waiting to see whether Jarvis Landry can come back. Both their starting tackles, Jedrick Wills, Jack Conklin, also don't know whether they'll be out there along with J.C. Treader. So this is a team that is really beaten up right now. And Thursday Night Football is always a physical challenge for every team that plays in it every week. But there may not be a team this season that has a more physically challenging week than the Cleveland Browns tonight against the Denver Broncos.
No doubt a lousy time for a Thursday night game for Cleveland. Chubb, Hunt, and Mayfield have combined for 95% of the Browns' rushing yards this season. No one else on the team has more than 14. So, tough one for the Browns coming up tonight. Let's bring in the rest of the crew. Louis Riddick, let's start with you. What do you make of the Browns' chances tonight with Baker Mayfield not in the lineup?
Yeah, if you're just speaking, Dan, about the quarterback position overall, or should I say in particular, look, I think Case Keenum is a guy who is built for this kind of thing, who has proven in the past that he's the ideal backup because he does exactly what he said he would do in that soundbite, which is he would be ready because he stays ready anyway. And in an offense that really is run-centric, and I know that the top two runners are not there, and I know that you may be missing your center and both bookend tackles, but in an offense really that's going to feature this quarterback under center, move the pocket, execute play-action pass, a guy who has been consistent as far as, playing with good decision-making, good enough accuracy, and quite honestly, he's going to have to play to what should be the strength of this team tonight, which is the defense. I think you'll be fine considering that he understands that it's not about him and that it's about playing a total team game. Look, I love to say ice skating uphill when teams are facing adversity, and they are. Because that is a long laundry list of injuries that they're trying to overcome against the Denver Bronco team that, although it's traveling across the country, is hungry to try and get a win. And Von Miller has already said how hungry he is, regardless of who he's going up against tonight. But I think Case is going to be fine, and I think this football team will have a good performance tonight.
Bart, what do you think?
For me, let's be honest. The elephant in the room is that Baker Mayfield isn't much better than Case Keenum anyway. Remember what Case Keenum did in 2017 in a run-centric offense when he was able to defeat Drew Brees in the playoffs. You talk about a guy that, I wish Odell Beckham can play because he needs to find a quarterback that can get him the ball down the field. Maybe Case Keenum can be that guy that can maybe unlock a guy like Odell Beckham. But listen, Case Keenum's done this his entire career. He's a guy that's smart. He has a lot of football acumen. He'll get them into the right place. He won't put the team at risk, and he'll give them a chance late in the game to figure out a way to win it. You have to put this on this defense. This defense has been advertised as big time. They're going to have to show up and win a game for Cleveland, a much-needed win, because when you look at Joe Burrow and what the Bengals are doing, I think they're the sneaky pick to be able to go to the playoffs in that division. The Bengals have the second-best quarterback.
D. Wood, this is a pretty big game for both teams, but is it a must-win for the Browns? Are they in trouble if they lose?
I wouldn't say they're in trouble if they lose. Here's what I will say. I think they do have a favorable schedule over the next month if they can get past this game right here. Obviously, playing on Thursday night, you got a little mini bye. And the Cleveland Browns need that in the worst way with all the injuries that they have. But this is not going to be no easy challenge considering that Denver Broncos defense is no slouch. So Case Keenum and company, with all the bodies that they're missing on offense, they're going to be challenged significantly by this Denver Broncos defense. And listen, I got to agree with Bart. For the Cleveland Browns, their defense got to step up. With all those big names that we're talking about on the Cleveland Browns defense, they need to step up and show everybody that it's not just about the names, that they can go out there and perform against Denver Broncos offense that's sometimes limited.
So we talk a lot about Baker Mayfield and the Browns on this show, and is he the right quarterback? Can they win with him? Let's imagine a world where Case Keenum has a big night and delivers a big Cleveland Browns victory. Lewis, what would that mean for the Browns and Baker?
I think for the Browns, it means let's just wait and see. Look, they still have the fifth-year option in their pocket, and I think that's really what then comes into focus. I don't think at that point, if I'm sitting there in the general manager chair, and if Case, let's just say Baker winds up having to have his shoulder repaired, and Case has some success, this team goes to the playoffs, they have some success in the playoffs, I think it's one of those situations where, I don't know, I hate to agree with my guy Bart, although I love Bart to death. I think it may be one of those situations where they go, what do we really have here? What do we really have here as far as a quarterback, and how replaceable is he? So I think that's really what this would come down to at that point in time. And I definitely think then they go ahead and push the pause button and go, let's just see what happens here in 2022. And let's just refresh and figure out exactly where we're headed as far as what we are willing to pay this young man going forward.
Adam Schefter, final word on Browns Broncos for now.
Well, what I would say is that Case Keenum usually shines in a spot like this, and it wouldn't be a
crew with us this morning. Doris Burke is here, along with Bart Scott. We got some folks joining Bart to talk football this morning. Damian, Woody, Lewis Riddick, Adam Schefter. Darlington's going to be by in a little bit. It is a packed house, but we're going to start with the NBA and the game of the night at Madison Square Garden. That is Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. We're going to start in the fourth quarter because we got a lot happening. Celtics down 4. Jaylen Brown gets the inbound, creates space, drills a deep three. Doris?
He had 1 day of practice after spending 10 in COVID protocols, and he came out on fire.
Must have been a good day of practice. 4.8 seconds left. Celtics down 3. Dennis Schroeder finds Marcus Smart, who drains a 3 at the buzzer to send it to overtime.
Spike can't believe it. Defensive mistake led to that made free.
Under 4 minutes to go in overtime, it's tied. The ball passed around to R.J. Barrett for the 3. Knicks back up 128-125.
He got his 3-game working late. He's put in so much time to develop that arsenal.
On the other end for Boston, Robert Williams finding Jason Tatum in the corner for a 3.
He was 7 for 30 and 2 for 15, but when he had to have it, he had it.
Seconds left in overtime, still tied. Boston gets the final look. Tatum off the dribble, but he can't make it go.
That's the right person to go to, though, Dan.
Double overtime at 128, all under 2 minutes left. Celtics still up by 1. Julius Randle attacking and gets the and 1.
Julius Randle trying to repeat as an all-NBA performer for the first time last year. Can he do it again?
He hit the free throw on the other end. Tatum spinning and finishing for the and 1 himself. Celtics take a 1-point lead on the free throw. Next Knicks possession, Evan Fournier, top of the key.
He made the defensive mistake, but he came up huge in the overtime. And how about you sub out Kemba Walker? How timely was Derrick Rose in his minutes?
Knicks win it in double overtime. Here is Julius Randle afterwards.
Can't wait to go home and lay in the bed, I swear. I don't even know if I'm hungry enough to eat. I'm so tired to play. I don't know what I played, but first game back, goodness, I'm tired.
Someone who knows a thing or two about a game like this is LeBron James, and he was watching last night and tweeting, "This game is wild, the Garden rocking. No way anybody going to be able to get out of bed tomorrow, though. LOL, burnt toast." Of course, easy for him to say. He's in California, wasn't quite as late there. So, Doris, I mean, what a start. What was your reaction to what you saw from the Knicks?
First of all, I say this all the time. The NBA is better when the Knicks are good, because you can see the kind of crowd that they get at MSG. The other part of this is, I thought last night indicative of how deep the Eastern Conference is. Are these two teams going to be at the top with the Milwaukee Bucks and Brooklyn Nets? Probably not. But you've got Julius Randle, who a season ago became a much better passer. Last night, had to go for 30 to score it. I think they're going to figure out the ball's going to move a little bit more. But as impressive to me was the addition of Evan Fournier. They were exposed last year because teams